Hello, my name is Peter Entwistle, and in this tutorial series I'm going to be teaching you the Swift programming language, which was released by Apple last year at WWDC 2014. Swift is a new language that can be used with Objective-C or exclusively on its own to develop both iOS and Mac OS X applications. In this particular series I'm not going to develop any actual applications for the iOS or Mac environment, but I'm actually just going to be teaching the language itself. And in the future I'm going to be making some more series of videos where I'll actually develop maybe both Mac OS X applications and iOS applications. But in this series we're just going to be going over the basics of the language itself. I don't expect you to have any experience of programming before taking this series on, but it would be helpful if you had a basic understanding of some programming language, so whether that's Java, C++, Python, any language really, because it will just make it a little bit easier to pick up. But it doesn't matter if you're brand new to programming, you should still be able to follow along. So in each of these episodes I'm just going to be teaching one aspect of the programming language, which will make it much easier to follow along. If you want to remind yourself of a particular language feature, you could just go back and watch that video on its own. In this video it's just an introduction, and I'm going to quickly show you what you need to get started. So ideally you'll have OS X Yosemite installed, but I think Xcode 6, which is what we're going to be using, can actually work if you've still got Mavericks. Okay, so if you don't already have Xcode on your Mac, you'll need to go to the App Store, and the easiest way is to actually just search for it, and it brings you to the Xcode page and you can download it, but I've already got it, so I'll just click that to open the application. So if you open it for the first time, you'll be introduced with this welcome screen. If you used it before, you'll have a list of projects that you've recently opened. I cleared this out just for the purposes of this video. So here, this is where you actually make a new project, but because we're going to be learning the language, I'm going to be showing you how to use something called Playground, which is a brand new feature introduced in version 6, and you can only use it with Swift. You can't actually use it with Objective-C, but it's going to be perfectly fine for what we need for this series. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a name. I think I'm going to call it YouTube 1. Doesn't matter about the platform, I'm just going to keep it as OS X for now. And then find a location on your hard drive, and we're just going to create it there. So this is actually a Playground file. Okay, so I'm just going to clear out all this that's already been entered by default, and I'm just going to type one line. This is going to be a Hello World application. We'll put an exclamation mark. In Swift, Hello World is simply println brackets Hello World in quotation marks. And in Playground you can actually see the output at the side here, rather than having to compile and run it and look in the console. It will just show it alongside it, which is very handy. Okay, so that is our very first line of Swift. So this is the end of this video, and in the next video I'll be introducing you to variables.